Nights when I can't find a place to sleep.
I haven't showered in like a week, and low-key, I feel disgusting.
Hey guys, I'm Jack, and I live out of my car, and I get a lot of...
Welcome to The Wall. They sell us the idea that the independent woman lives like a queen without a man, free, prosperous, and rich. Reality? 46% of those living in cars or vans, vehicular homelessness, are women, according to studies like UCLA's, and the number rises every year. Today we're exposing how empowerment ends in loneliness, cold nights, and a reclined seat. Because The Wall doesn't forgive. We want you to smash that like button. Let's hit 200,000 subscribers this new year. Don't forget to leave a comment. It helps wake more men up. And with that said, let's get started.
Nights when I can't find a place to sleep are nights that I don't feel okay. It's nights when I kick myself in the butt for just wasting a quarter tank of gas to get out to the campsites that were all full. It's nights that I don't feel safe knowing that I'll probably have to camp illegally, like on the side of some road. There are nights that I feel terrible that this little man lives in a Kia Sportage and not in a house and not at a campsite where he can roam freely. There are nights that I feel like a failure and like a wreck and like nothing is ever going to be normal again. But there are also the nights that give me these views and remind me that nothing is ever easy, but it always works out in the end.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I haven't showered in like a week, and low-key, I feel disgusting. So come shower with me in the Grand Tetons National Park. I've actually never showered in a national park before, but it's only $5, so let's go see how it is.
Okay, here's what the shower room looks like. The shower doesn't look too bad, not super dirty. I will say the shower head is not that great looking, but whatever. And then I went in and I got some coins. I got $5 worth of coins for 7 minutes. So let's see if it's hot. Okay, shower is done. It was not bad. I actually got pretty much everything I needed to get done in 7 minutes, so that was good. And thankfully they have like a getting ready area, and I love that it's like a private shower. I'm so sick of the dorm style like showers, the locker rooms. Like they drive me insane. I just want a peaceful shower by myself. But yeah, here's my deodorant that I put on. It's like a crystal stick. So I'm just doing my skincare right now. I'm gonna put some oil on my legs because I shaved. But yeah, I feel so much better, especially after that hike. That like made me feel gross and my hair just felt like nasty. So yeah, I'm really happy that I did this.
Brothers, take a look at one of feminism's accomplishments. You'll never convince me that living like this is better than having a stable relationship between two people working together to move forward as a family. That woman hasn't showered in a week. You can imagine the smell she's carrying. If you look at those three women, they're not unattractive to the point of not being able to have a man by their side. But today, women have been sold the idea of being strong and independent, that they don't need any man. The reality is that many of these empowered women end up just like this. That's why when I hear a woman say she gave her best years to a man who gave her a home, a comfortable life, a family, who didn't make her work through her entire adult life, and she ended up living like a decent middle-class person, I wish she could see these videos of women who didn't have the economic stability of a good husband and whose own efforts ultimately led nowhere. Then we see feminist women complaining about traditional men who just want a decent life, the way God intended.
Women.
Hey guys, I'm Jack, and I live out of my car, and I get a lot of comments wondering as to why I'm living out of my car and what my story of what brought me here. Honestly, I've shared the story before. This is the shortened version of the story of why I'm homeless and why I'm continuing to be living out of my car. It was just a bunch of unfortunate events that happened back to back. I was living at home with my mom at the time. However, those apartments were very old and not taken care of, so they collapsed and then they kicked us out. The landlord that bought them provided us with a hotel room for all of us to live in. As you can imagine, 8 people in one room did not work out well. A month after that, I was in an accident and my car got totaled, and then I had no means of transportation for my son and I. And there was absolutely no way that I could get him to school and back into my job. Dad and I made the decision that he was going to go live with him. His father lives 2 hours away. I couldn't see my son because I didn't have a car. There was no way that I can travel to see him. And my mental state was deteriorating little by little. I acquired quite a bit of debt because I would use my credit card for everything that my son wanted, everything that I may needed. After I had lost my job, and that was a whole nother issue because I lost my main source of income and there was just like nothing that I can really do. For whatever reason, I couldn't find a job. Besides the family problems that were going on as well, I just didn't have any money. I knew that there was no way that I can continue paying rent, and I made the decision to live out of my car. Honestly, wanted to get any job that I could. And I started applying everywhere, and I got a job in a whole different city. Honestly, that job kickstarted everything that I needed it to kickstart. Now, I'm choosing to live out of my car, not only finish paying off my debt, but to also save money to be able to get an apartment for my son and I. Because a lot of people think for some reason that I abandoned my son. You can judge all you want, but I never abandoned my son and I'm never going to. Now, I'm giving myself a 4-month goal. So by the end of this year, I am hoping that I reach and I will. I know I am. If you guys want to be part of my journey, that would be so great. I love having you guys here. I love the community that we've built here because everyone here is so sweet. I love that there's no hate. I love that there's no negativity. And that's what I strive for everyone to be. So I got 4 months to finish paying off my debt and save enough money to be able to get an apartment. After that, I am very much hoping that I can, settle down. Car life is cool, and I do recommend anyone to do it if you do want to save money. But me being a mother, I don't think I could take doing car life any much longer than the end of this year. I would want to buy an RV and then travel with my son. I think that'd be so great, but that would be in the future. And I'm very, very excited to see how that plays out. I'm doing this for my son. At this point, nothing can stop me from accomplishing this. But that is the shortened version, but not really because I hella yap. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Look at the clear pattern. A young woman, cow ring, chaotic life, and a single mother. You can smell the radical feminism from a mile away. Brothers, one of the biggest mistakes many women make is rejecting stable relationships. Just imagine the trauma for a child knowing his mother sleeps in a car instead of a safe home. And for her, the dangers, the filth, the stress of living a nomadic life. If any woman sees this, tell me how the hell this so-called independence is better than a solid marriage with a man who provides. But she's still young. In the next video, we'll look at her daily routine and another one who's hit the wall, past 35, to see how a lot of these empowered women end up.
Welcome to a day in the life as someone living in their car. We kind of start bright and early, try to wake up around 6 in the morning to 7. And these are my shoes that are just outside. This is what my car looks like in the morning. Freaking Snorlax, fat ass still sleeping. I tidy up a bit and then I just get ready in the car. I've been doing this for about a month now, and I think that I'm finally learning to accept what it happened. It wasn't a decision that I planned on making, but it was something that I knew was bound to happen sooner or later. But regardless, I guess it was my decision at the end. It's still something that I'm adjusting to, but something that I am a lot more comfortable with. Okay, next is the gym, and we enjoy some music on our way there. The gym is also something I've been slacking, but today is quad, and here I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't even stand up. I had a short workout because I wasn't feeling it. So next is the shower, and I don't know about y'all gyms, but my gym's water is cold as a fuck. Y'all, I'm homeless and it shows because this is exactly what I look like walking out of the gym. They say it was a really good day, so I took my breakfast out and sat at a park bench. But these pancakes... Anyways, there was mad people at the park, so instead I went inside the car and did my nails. Can you guess the color? Yup, black like my soul. Today I worked, so right before that, I went to fill up my water jug. I have to bungee cord this or else I'll be flopping around everywhere in the car. Once I park, Kuromi and Snorlax guard the fort, and I take all my shit. Then I'd just be hella working, and surprise, surprise, I changed my hairstyle. I was pretty beat at the end of the day, so I'm just walking to my car and I get ready for bed. It's time to go to sleep. I have a big old mess because I just did my lashes right now. As you can tell, I don't know if you can tell. But thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for coming along. Have a good one. Bye.
I've been living in my car since early July. And a lot of people have asked me, like, how much money have you saved? You have to be saving a shit ton of money because you're not paying rent. And to be perfectly honest, I have not saved a ton of money. That wasn't the point of this, to limit myself in a different way. You know, when I was renting, all of my money was going to rent. It's not like I wanted to move into my car and then limit myself in the exact same way and put all of that money to save. That was not the purpose here. What I have done is go to the doctor. Like, go to the doctor for anything that I need and pay my copays and not worry when insurance doesn't cover it 100% because I have money to pay the rest. Eaten really good meals. I've camped at beautiful campgrounds that I've always wanted to camp at, just didn't have the extra money to do it. Able to afford my dog getting better food, better treats, healthier options. I've driven to see friends that I haven't seen in a long time because now I have the gas money to do it. So yes, I do have a small amount of money that I've set aside for emergencies. But the point of all of this was not for me to just be miserable in my car while saving all of this money for some future date to where I wouldn't even maybe live to that point. Who fucking knows? The point of this was for me to remove the weight off my shoulders that I was feeling by paying all of this money, tens of thousands of dollars to corporations that I just fucking hate. And so I have now been able to spend that money in ways that bring me joy, and that take care of me and my dog and the people that I love. And that's good enough for me.
Stop it. Get some help.
Look at this last one. A woman well past 35 who looks like she could have been a mother or a traditional housewife, now sleeping in a car with her dog as her only companion. The great achievement of modern feminism, convincing them that a stable family life is oppression and that they can do it all alone. The result? Independence that ends in a reclined seat and nights filled with fear. Give it 2 more years, and her back won't be able to handle sleeping curled up anymore. A bad mattress already hurts. Now imagine a car. And let's not even talk about the constant stress. Will some creep, a thief, or something worse show up at night? Total vulnerability. Then those same voices say, I won't settle for an average man. But many of them can't even achieve an average life on their own. No stable home. No security, no peace. I'm not mocking their pain. Brothers, it's sad to see how an ideology sells dreams that end in real-life nightmares.
I live in my van full time, and today I wanted to show you what it's like to live in a van during a winter storm in Michigan. And last night, the storm was pretty bad. High winds, downpour of snow for hours. And so what I like to do is kind of hunker down and read a good book or a magazine. That night I read a magazine. And then I just kind of stared out at the snow because the snow is beautiful and relaxing to look at. And that's what I did. And also I lit a good candle, just kind of set the mood and the ambiance just to relax me a little bit more. And then by 8:30 that night, the snow was just downpouring even more. It was like a whiteout outside. And so what I typically like to do during snowstorms is keep my vehicle clean of snow, take the snow out the window so that in the morning, I don't have to get 4 or 5 inches of snow off my van. And as you can see, the high winds, the snow was just coming down. But I got to do my due diligence to ensure that I'm safe. I made dinner afterwards, had a couple bites, and then I went to bed early. Thanks for watching.
Okay, let's talk about mental health and living in a car. I am struggling pretty dang hard right now. Please stick with me until the end. I have some really good advice. I am not here to encourage people to live in their cars. I'm here to encourage people to do what's best for them. Mental health is the number one thing that I want to help in this situation. For one, if you have to live in your car, make sure that you have a goal. Know when to start and you know when to stop. 2, keeping an organized space is going to help you out significantly. 3, keep up with your hygiene. Brush your teeth and wash yourself every day if you can. 4, making sure that you are staying physically active. Be outside in nature. Nature is free and it is gorgeous. 5, staying sober. Staying sober helps immensely. You don't want to be out in your car or wherever under any influence. And lastly, find a good community that'll help you to achieve your goals. You do not want to stay in your car forever. Find some good people until then. I really hope this helps. If you are debating on doing this, really weigh out your pros and cons if you have that option.
Look at what I always tell you, brothers. young women at the perfect age to marry, attractive, and with the potential to be great wives and mothers, ending up alone in a van, battling mental health issues, snowstorms, and giving out survival tips for living in a car. This girl likely rejects marriage or stable relationships because she never saw it at home. I'd bet she grew up without a present father or with a single mom, without a real family model. We used to raise women to be the pillars of the home, dedicated mothers, loyal wives, building stability together. Today, they're sold the ideas of total independence and I can do it all alone. The result? Depression in a vehicle, poor hygiene, fearful nights, and chronic loneliness. A sad ending for someone who could have had a warm home and a family. Married women, don't be fooled by those who preach a husband is a burden and being alone is freedom. When life hits you, illness, crisis, no one reaches out like a faithful husband. Your family won't take care of you, and you end up without a support system. This is living proof. Without a father or a traditional model, many end up like this, empowered but broken.
I think the hardest thing about living in my car has to be, letting people know that I have nowhere else to go. They'll ask me questions like, you don't have a single family member you can turn to. And I would say things like, my aunt is a registered nurse and she lied about giving me medication that would have saved my life, that would have kept me inside the house. And then I had another cousin, after I was aunt's planned negligence, tell another cousin to watch out for me because I'm crazy. Don't hang around her because she's crazy. And then I had that cousin only hang around me to be an informant on what was going on to see if I was actually crazy or not. To only have her boyfriend's friend try to make a sexual advance towards me, and then when I made a big deal about it, then it was a big deal, and all of a sudden she was no longer a cool cousin towards me. So she was never a cool cousin towards me from the beginning. She was just an informant. She just wanted to be close enough so she could have relevant information to go back and report to everybody on how I act. My family has not shown that I am safe around them in any capacity. So I stay in my car because I'm trying so hard to get on my own 2 feet, but it is extremely difficult to do. With the diagnosis of schizoaffective disorder and the legal inability to get a job, I am 35 years old and I have received Social Security. I can no longer work. So I don't know what I'm going to do. My feet are swelling up again and I am running out of money. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I have food and shelter today, so I'm just going to keep showing up. So I apologize if I'm not in the best mood. I am struggling really bad.
This is one of the most serious problems affecting these people, shattered mental health. Remember, women are the biggest consumers of antidepressants, the ones who fill up therapy sessions the most, and as Jordan Peterson says, they tend to be more neurotic. Their emotions hit them harder and deeper. A UCLA study on vehicular homelessness, people living in cars, vans, or RVs, found that those living in vehicles are more likely to be women, compared to the general homeless population sleeping in tents, makeshift shelters, or public spaces. In the sample analyzed, 46% of those living in vehicles were women, versus just 26% among the homeless not living in vehicles. Translation: independence is pushing them into cars, not into marriage. Look at this 35-year-old woman, schizoaffective, swollen feet, no chance of holding a job, alone in her car with no family to support her. She probably cries every night, trying not to fall apart. This used to be rare in women. They were married, protected by strong family bonds during hard times. Today, feminism sells the idea that being alone is better, and this is how it ends: sick, vulnerable, and without any real support system. Brothers, the wall does not forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, The questions are for you. Is feminism really an achievement if it leaves women 35 and up alone in vans with mental health issues and no family support system? Do you honestly believe living alone in a car is better than a stable marriage with family and support? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.